understanding your perception, the ability to change it and reduce conflict and live a happier life. Our perception of everyday life is coloured by our previous experiences. So unless you're a hermit, you will at some point experience conflict with friends, family, work colleagues, or even that really nice person that for some reason annoys you. So conflict could be internally, where you feel disappointed, scared, or externally, where you feel the conflict and you are rude, you're angry, or even quiet to cover it up and avoid the confrontation altogether, or you laugh or you make a joke to pass it off. They're all avoidance tactics. So why do we repeat the same or similar situations and similar scenarios? Because of an instant very, very early on in our lives, sometimes even at birth or in the womb or in a past life. And some people remember, but most people can't, because you forget what you did last week, let alone what you did when you were 3 years old. So the reactions and defense mechanisms that you continuously have stem from a root cause. So an example of this is a child who likes drawing and his parents don't approve. So on an occasion they come up to the child and they discourage the child from continuing this talent that they have. And the child feels at first a sense of sadness, and then perhaps it develops into resentment and then antipathy towards their parents. So it's like the roots of a tree. The roots nourish the branches. The branches are the conflicting situations that you continuously have. And it's like the cause and effect. Every interaction that you have brings out that reaction. And it's as a form that is coloured and constructed by our own internal root pattern, that root pattern way back when we were a child. So this becomes a habit, the habit that we get known for. The question is, do we want that habit to continue? And do we want people to know us for that? The answer is probably not. So how do you break that pattern? So the goal we want to achieve is to be able to reduce the negative effect that conflict has on you. The way to do that is to recall a conflicting situation you had as far back as possible, even if it was 2 days ago. Recall it, relive it, and reconstruct that scenario so that you sense any changes in your body, any tenseness in your chest, any emotions that are arising, and really embody the occasion and bring it into your awareness. Then ask yourself 3 questions. The first, what did I experience? What was that weakness that I felt? The second, what did I express? The reaction, the perceived strength that I used as a cover-up to that weakness. And thirdly, what is it I felt life was or others were in that situation? And when you ask yourself these 3 questions, try looking at yourself in the mirror. Look yourself in the eye and really engage with yourself, and then you'll get a more in-depth and acute understanding. So by developing this awareness, you're really shedding light on how you deal with conflicts. And a really great quote by a Swiss-German physician by the name of Paracelsus, he said, "Truth is a kind of light. When that light shines, a kind of darkness is dissipated. Truth is to the darkness of ignorance what the sun is to the darkness of nature. Total spiritual sun dissipates total illusion." Most people act first, think later. But the more you observe, the more you shed light, the more you practice, the more you're able to dissipate these conflicts. You become more sensitive to self. You become more sensitive to these situations and emotions that arise in you when there's a conflict. And next time there's a conflicting situation, breathe, so that you can have the space to think and be more calm before reacting explosively. So the key to this is will and courage. It's not always going to be easy, but with persistence, you'll be a lot happier. You'll get on with people a lot more because you're not conflicting with them. You tend to blame the people that you conflict with because they made you angry. It's always them, them, them. But it's not them, it's actually you. So rather than blame them, be grateful to them because they gave you the opportunity to put into practice what you practiced in front of the mirror. None of us are perfect. So when you're in a situation that you already reacted to, ask yourself the question, do I want to be right? Or do I want to be happy? If the answer is, I want to be right, then go ahead, carry on with the conflict. But if the answer is, I want to be happy, then take a breath again. Really look at yourself and understand what catalyzed that situation in the first place, and you'll find it's probably that root pattern that you had when you were a child. So you might not get it the first time, maybe not the second, but perhaps the third. You might fail at the fourth. But the whole point of this practice is that you reduce conflict and you increase harmony. And you will increase happiness, you will increase success, and you'll conserve your energy, you'll feel more vital, stronger, more focused, more alert. And you'll be able to achieve a whole lot more in your life because you'll have more people that you get on with. And that will give you more opportunities, you'll be happier and more successful. Woohoo! So you can read more about this in my Winter Solstice 2013 newsletter, which is detailed down in my website and blog below this YouTube video. Healing in this life and the hereafter. Brave the challenge, prevail persistence, learn to trust your rich existence.